Today we are going to talk about employee productivity and methods to increase that productivity. Increasing your employee productivity can provide company profits that have not been previously realized. If I told you that your profits could increase by 10 to 20%, would you be interested? We'll follow along and we will show you where there are untapped profits in your HVAC business. In our current business environment, how do you increase your profits? You could increase your price for bid projects, but you've already done that. You could increase the hourly labor rate you charge time and material jobs. Done that too. You really don't want to decrease the quality of the materials you use. You've already provided quality tools to the techs. You've been giving them training and information regularly. You could tell your employees that they have to work harder and faster, but you did that a long time ago. The demand for high-quality products at lower cost is not new to this country. Nearly every industry is and has been experiencing the same economic pressures to maintain or increase profits. The answer is and always has been efficiency. Labor has always been a focus of efficiency, and it is most often referred to as productivity. Right now, we are going to focus on productivity. The Investopedia definition of productivity is: labor productivity measures the amount of goods and services produced by 1 hour of labor. Increased productivity without paying more for labor equals profit. There are many ways to calculate employee productivity. For this discussion, we will use profit per hour as our measure of productivity. In this productivity equation, time is the variable that affects your profitability. If you reduce your labor time, your productivity and profit go up. Here is an example of how reducing your labor time increases your labor productivity. This exemplar is a boiler and near piping installation that you have bid and expect a profit of $3,500 on. In example 1, you have planned on 2 men, 8 hours per day for 3 days, or 48 man-hours. The productivity or profit per hour for this project is $72.92 per hour. In example number 2, you have been able to increase the crew's efficiency and get the project accomplished in 24 hours of labor. Because you have made your crew more efficient and the project has taken less time, your labor productivity has doubled to $145.83. This increase in productivity is obviously very good for your business. We would like to introduce you to Hydronic Assembly's line of prefabricated mechanical panels for all of your near boiler piping requirements. Hydronic Assemblies, Inc. mechanical panels are designed for the professional hydronic heating and cooling technicians. These panels are assembled with the type of precision that is unobtainable in field assembly. They are pre-assembled, pressure-tested, and pre-wired on a rugged 12-gauge plate steel platform that promotes speed and quality of the installation. We use common parts and components for familiarity and ease of service. The system consists of a starter base panel and add-on distribution panels. Choose between hydraulic separation and air dirt eliminator for your starter panel, and then add the appropriate add-on panel to complete your near boiler piping. Multiple circulator choices for each panel enables full customization to meet the project's own requirements. The system has been designed to nearly every installation requirement you will find in the field. Whether it is one zone of heat and an indirect, or whether it is a 6-zone radiant system, we have you covered. One of the interesting facts about the prefabricated panels is the larger the system is, the more time you save and the higher your productivity rises. Even 6-zone systems should only take 1.5 days to complete. This is an assembly for an oil boiler with 3 zones of heat and an indirect. It consists of an air dirt base panel and a circulator add-on panel. There are several circulator choices to further refine the system. Here are just a few of the panel configurations. Now, if you like using zone valves, this panel would be used for a condensing gas boiler and has 4 1-inch zones. These were just a few of the combinations you can select from. As you can see, we have the common applications prefabricated and ready for your projects. This project was in an occupied home that had a newborn baby and needed to be converted quickly and efficiently. The project required a new boiler, new flue piping, new boiler primary control, and prefabricated mechanical panels. The domestic hot water indirect tank needed to be relocated, the existing near piping needed to be removed, zone connections were reconnected, and the domestic water connections were reconnected. The system was purged and backheating the house in 19 hours of labor. That was 2 men and 1 day to install a completely new system and get it running. A fast system installation that looks fantastic is not only very profitable, it will be very popular with your customers. Installing the prefabricated panels is extremely simple. Decide how high you want your panel system and then mount a level 2x4 on the wall to rest and align your panels. Install base panel first and use at least 6 screws to hold the panel. Clean and flux the connecting supply and return of the base and add-on panels. Install couplings on the base panel supply and return. Then place the add-on panel onto the 2x4. Slide the panels together. This may take a bit of wiggling to get them together, but once they are slid together, use at least 4 screws to attach the add-on panel to the wall. Solder the couplings and install end caps on the supply and return line of the add-on panel. The panels are now ready to connect the boiler, zone distribution lines, electricity, and water. Getting the panels mounted and connected should only take 30 to 40 minutes. Now to the big question. How do you make more money using Hydronic Assembly's prefabricated panels? Well, there is no doubt that increasing productivity by decreasing the amount of time it takes to accomplish a project is beneficial to profit making. The real increases in profit are actually created from the time saved when you use prefabricated panels. When your techs are more productive, there is more time to complete more projects, and more projects completed means more profit. Now let's look at how using Hydronic Assembly's panels can affect the profit capacity of a 2-man crew. We'll look at the weekly, monthly, and yearly profit capacity. The following slides will look closely at the ability to increase profits using prefabrication, and we will use the following set of assumptions. We'll use a typical 2-man crew. The company cost is $45 per man per hour, which includes wages, benefits, vehicle costs, insurances, and any other costs that you would have included in your hourly costs. The hourly billing rate is $100 per man, and profit from that is $55 per hour. Each traditionally installed boiler project has the same projected profit of $3,500. Time reduction using prefabrication is 50%. This time could be higher with a good hard-working crew, and it will definitely be higher in larger multi-panel systems. For the example, this crew installs 1 boiler per week. After considering the increased cost of the panel and the decreased cost of labor, the profit for the boiler project using the Hydronic Assembly's prefabricated system is $3,200. The profit could be the same $3,500 as the traditionally installed system if that is the strategy you would use. However, we will use the reduced profit number for this example. Now let's look at the weekly profit potential of a 2-man crew using the traditional part-by-part way and the Hydronic Assembly's panels. This crew does 1 boiler a week, and the rest of the week is service calls with 6 hours of billable time per week. The week's total profit using the traditional way is $4,820. Now let's look at using prefabrication. Notice the reduced profit using the prefabrication. We use this number because you should be able to get this profit without raising the bid price using the traditional method example. If you raise the bid price to $300 to match the desired profit in the traditional way, the weekly profit spread between the two methods would increase by another $300. Keep this in mind as we look at the monthly and yearly. The total for the week using prefabrication is $5,510. That includes taking $300 reduction on the boiler install. If you planned for the full $3,500 profit in both cases, the results would be $5,810 compared to $4,820. And that is the power of time. Here's a look at the monthly numbers. Basically, it is the weekly numbers multiplied by 4. And the total profit comparison for a month is $19,280 compared to $22,040. Now keep in mind that the total profit for the panelized way would be $23,240 if you took the full $3,500 profit for the boiler installations. Time is very powerful. The total for yearly profit is $231,360 doing it the traditional way. The same work using prefabricated panels from Hydronic assemblies netted $264,480, a difference of $33,280. If you had taken the full $3,500 profit for each boiler job, the profit would be $278,880, a difference of $47,520. Maximizing your time is critical to the profitability of your. There are many additional benefits to using prefabricated panels. We did not try to quantify these benefits into dollars, but many of these benefits will have a positive financial effect for your organization. Here are some of those additional benefits. Customer satisfaction. Customers will appreciate the quality and appearance of the panels. Happy customers provide great references. Reduced callbacks. When everybody in your organization is working with the Hydronic assemblies panels, there will be far less installation mistakes and callbacks. B and C mechanics can be operating as A mechanics. This is especially important to your organization because A mechanics are very difficult to find and hire. The panelized system will allow your B and C mechanics to produce work comparable to your A mechanics. The system is extremely easy to learn and repeat, which allows your people to operate independently rather than just being a helper. Simplified service. All mechanics can easily diagnose any problem. Again, the system is easy to learn and won't require your best guys for diagnosis. More time to service, more customers. The short installation time will provide greater flexibility in scheduling your existing service accounts and still allow you to take on the new and retrofit projects. You can now do this without sacrificing your established accounts. No need to outsource your installs. You will now have the time to take care of your existing accounts and do new installs, even during the busiest seasons. Bidding and material procurement is less time-consuming and more accurate. Bidding is simplified with the prefabricated system. Choose your boiler, select the panels you need, add a few parts to connect everything, add 1.5 of days labor for 2 men, and then adjust the pricing to meet the profit you expect. Using the panels will make estimating faster, more accurate, and more efficient. Less travel per project. And there is nothing more annoying than having your guys visit with the guys at the supply house on company time. The prefabricated system greatly reduces the number of parts that need to be provided for the job, so there will be no reason to forget what is needed. More with less. It is important for companies to increase their productivity by getting more accomplished with less time. As we have demonstrated throughout this presentation, time is the easiest variable you can manipulate for increased profitability. Employee productivity is all about time. We understand the examples we used may not fit your company exactly. However, the principle behind those examples are correct, and your company can greatly benefit from the time savings gained through the use of our panelized system. We would like to help you become more profitable, so visit us at hydronicassemblies.com, email us at ed@hydronicassemblies.com, or call 802-371-8689.